We on. There it is. There it is.
Can you
There
hear
it
yourself?
is.
Can you hear yourself?
There
I
we go.
hear
There we go. There we
myself.
go. There we
Breaker,
go.
breaker,
I hear you now.
19. Is it 3 o'clock on the dot? Nope, we still got 1 minute. Professionalism is everything.
There it is.
Hey, welcome everybody to Think Outside the Box podcast. Village Conversations with me, your girl Nelly. It is always a pleasure and an honor to be with you guys. I hope you guys are tuned in and ready to dive into this conversation. I have my bro here, County Kravitz,
Yo,
sharing the
yo, 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 yo,
panel with
yo.
me. Bro, what's up?
What's the deal?
I'm just excited, a little nervous about what you're gonna say out your mouth, but I'm excited
Oh no, we going,
to have a
yeah.
conversation with you.
We gonna have good conversations today. Good conversations.
So this is my guy, CME Morning Show host.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
in the
sir.
building every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings.
9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with my guy Chef Gate and the artist formerly known as Brino Andre Brown.
Sick show, y'all. Y'all got a good show. Y'all,
It's
y'all,
pretty-
y'all,
it's
y'all,
pretty
y'all
dope,
get
pretty
kind of
dope.
crazy in y'all conversations.
We do.
I've heard people be a little heated with y'all sometimes.
They
with stuff
do.
y'all be saying.
They
How
do. They be heated because they understand that we're right. See, it hurts sometimes. The truth. The truth hurts.
How have you been able to handle this podcast lifestyle in terms of you having such a strong opinion about certain things, and how does that carry over into your regular life? Has it?
No, nothing really. Nothing really messes anything up. It's just kind of like I don't know. You gotta stand on it. I stand on everything. Like anything that I say, I stand on it. Like I'm real big on that. So if I say something, I stand on it, and whatever comes from it, I stand on that too. Like just gotta stand on it. And if you guys like, I have a strong opinion on everything. Like
Very
I don't care what it
strong.
is. It could be that
Okay.
computer right there. I'll have an opinion on the computer. You know what I'm saying? And you might not like my opinion of the computer. And if you don't like my opinion of the computer, all right, that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You
I
know,
don't like
so,
how the mic is blocking your face. See your face? Can't see your face.
yeah, you can see.
There you go. The people want to see who you are, what you look like.
See
Who
me.
is you?
You can see
Who
me.
is you? Listen,
Yeah, I'm here.
listen. You got to tell the people who you are, because you wear many hats. This guy.
I do.
This guy.
All right, let's do this. So I am I'm a recording artist. You know what I'm saying? Stay Solid is out right now. Before I Go drops in a week and a half.
We definitely got to get into
Yeah,
it.
a week and a half right before the New Year's. And I'm an entrepreneur as well. I'm a business owner. So I'm the owner and CEO of the Network 8. Of course, See Me Morning Show. It's another entity of ours. We have a nonprofit that we're getting ready to roll out in 2023. So we'll talk about that down the line. And it's plenty of other smaller, well, not saying smaller businesses, but there are other entities that are a part of what it is that I do and stuff like that, like Side Spot Sweets, DJ Duke Live, and a few other people. So businesses. So it's kind of like a nice little conglomerate that we have at the Network 8.
That's why I call you a little evil genius. Like, this guy does a lot of stuff, and he's so little and teeny.
I'm not teeny. I don't like that. That's not manly at all. I'm not teeny, ladies. I'm not teeny, but you know,
He's so teeny.
I'm very fun.
But he's very masculine.
I'm very fun. I'm fun.
He's a masculine little guy. Listen, I gotta get into a little bit with this.
Hold on, real fast. Shout out my new fitness instructor, man, cause we ain't having that. It's going into 2023. We're getting slusky out here.
So you gonna go ahead and get a fitness trainer, and I'm a damn fitness. I should slice your time.
You a fitness trainer? I didn't know that. I thought you were a yoga instructor.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Oh shit, personal trainer.
All right, let's work. Not Nelly Yoga Fitness for nothing.
Well, I thought it was Yoga Fitness.
It's fitness.
I had to
I'm a certified personal fitness trainer.
Okay, well let's get to it. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, let's go.
You can't have enough fitness personals going on.
You cannot. You cannot.
You know what I mean?
No, you cannot.
Yeah. Your fitness got to be personal.
He just don't want me to slice his tires, because I would slice his tires.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke. I'm always buying tires, so I don't want nobody slicing my tires. So I actually need a tire.
Put that out there, okay?
Wait till it's bald, then slice it, because then it's like, you reminded me that I had to go get a new one. You know what I'm saying? Don't slice the new one, ladies. That's not cool. Slice the bad tire.
Nope, that's the best tires to slash. It's the new ones
No,
because you
but that's
just
not
got
that's
'em.
not nice. That's
The
not
tread
nice.
ain't even worn on
That's
it.
not nice. That's one of my qualification questions. I ask women if they've ever destroyed any of their like
I'm talking trash.
personal property of anybody in the past, and as soon as they say yep, I'd be like,
Yeah,
okay.
nah,
I just
don't
take a
like
mental note. Take a mental note,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah,
never
that's
talk
definitely
again.
a check.
Yeah, that's a red
Red
flag.
flag check.
Yep. Hey, you fucking my shit
Nah,
up.
you don't do that. Like,
Yeah, that's
because
so
that's
corny.
not cool. I'm definitely not with that. I'm just talking trash.
No, I know you just talking
But
shit. I know you
that's
just
not
talking
cool.
shit.
I don't know why. I don't know why females think that's okay to do.
I don't know.
To
It's
like
crazy.
ruin somebody's stuff.
It's wicked. Well, what I've learned is, see, at one point I was naive. I was like, oh my God, why would you break that stuff that guy worked so hard to get? As I got older, I realized he didn't get it.
Bomb drop.
Damn. Damn. That changed everything for me. I started to have to ask questions. What did you pay for it in full? You know what I mean? Like with your money. Because the niggas will say they paid for it in full, but it won't be their money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Elaborate. So what you mean? Dudes
no,
be out
niggas
here?
is homeless out here, bro. It gets bad sometimes. You know what I mean? What I've noticed. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
people fall short sometimes and fall on hard times, but it's a
No, I don't mean
it's
like literally like no
homeless?
home. I
Like
mean
no
like
home? What do
niggas
you
don't
mean?
have like nigga. It be a lot of chef. Help me over here.
You are making a statement. How you want
No,
this man to finish?
because
just
he's good at like
they are
simplifying my
pinky
shit.
in the brain.
He
in
simplifies
real
all
life.
my shit.
They are
What I'm
the real
saying
life
is,
pinky in the brain.
what I'm saying is, all right. So let's take it right. I had a friend of mine, right?
Uh-huh.
Came to me. She's like, "Damn, dog, my girl slipped my tires, bro. Man, that bitch, da da da." And at first, I got mad as shit. But then I didn't get mad because I realized that 3 weeks ago he was like, "Damn, yo, my bitch thorough as shit. She just went and grabbed me these tires."
Well, okay. Boom. Those are her tires.
Well,
She can slash them if she chooses to. Because guess who's going to replace them? Her.
and she did.
So that's idiotic to me.
Like she
You
did.
pay for tires again
But she wanted to make him sweat.
just to slash
That nigga
them?
ain't go to work for like 4 days.
She probably had a warranty on it, maybe.
Fucked his whole work shit up. That nigga went back to job with like two
That's
write-ups.
not cool. Because then you ain't going to want to be with the dude if he loses his job. Now he ain't got no money. Like, what? Like, come on.
Yeah,
That's
shit
crazy.
too. Yeah,
That's
wild.
crazy.
You
Well,
said it.
I want to give you this one of the 4 agreements.
Let's talk about it. Let's do it.
Have you done this? Have you read this book yet?
No, I have not. It's on my Christmas list.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. Note taken. First one, and I think this definitely applies to you because you said you stand on your word.
You have to.
The first of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your word.
Get out of here.
And then read the breakdown of it.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Be impeccable with your word.
Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Damn.
And you just said all those things. Marinate on
I'm following
that
them guidelines, people. Come on, yo.
Marinate on that for me.
I'm already 1 out of 4 right now with these agreements.
All right, we'll go to the next one then.
Oh, what's the next one?
Go to the next one. They're all good. They're all good.
Oh, this is one I've been talking to a lot of people about lately and shit. Don't take anything personally. You know what I'm saying? Like being emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying? Personally emotionally invested, right? So nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you're immune to the option, the actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Damn. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. I ain't saying you ain't gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer. But it won't be needless suffering.
Key point. Key point.
Damn.
Key point. I love this book. You can finish this book in a day.
Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. I totally agree with that. Totally feel that. I like that. And the last one is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Damn. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. That last one, always do your best, is something that I kind of struggle with as like, since we're on outside the box, you know what I'm saying? Being astronomical and astronomy and all that good stuff, right? As a Virgo, I'm big on like I always overanalyze. I'm always thinking, overanalyzing things and shit like that. So, that last one is like every time I feel like I'm doing my best, I feel like I can do better. And that first line is going to change from moment to moment. That just sat heavy with me right there. So it's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Because
This
that's
book is
real.
dope.
Like, if you always think that you're going to always feel or at your best, you're not.
Right.
But even when you're at your lowest, still do your best. That resonated with me, especially right now. Like, even at my lowest, I got to still do my best in that moment. I love this book. I promise you, I love this book. So now check it, right? There's two other books in this series. Right. I haven't even gotten to them yet because I keep reading this one over and over and over again. Damn. But the other one is called The Mastery of Love.
What?
And then the other one is called The Wisdom of Knowledge.
Come on.
Same author.
Wow.
In this series. I think we should do a book club. Book club.
I like the second one.
Book club.
We should do a book club. A book club of intellectual villagers.
Then someone else just recommended The Alchemist to me. So that's
I heard about The Alchemist.
That is on my list of things to read.
I heard about The Alchemist.
So that's book club. I haven't read it yet.
We have some book club stuff going on. We should be a book club.
That would be dope.
We should do a book club.
They think black people don't read. We read. We like to read. I like to read.
I watch. You know something I was thinking about doing. Like it's kind of like a book club, but it's not a book club because it's not about books. It's not based around books, but it's a club. It could be a club. I watch a lot of like documentaries and shit like that. We should have like a documentary club.
What kind of documentaries do you like to watch?
I like all documentaries. I don't care what it is. I like history shit.
Did you watch that Dahmer one?
No. I don't get into shit like that.
Well,
I don't get into like serial killers and all that cool shit.
Crazy.
Serial killers. I watch Criminal Minds for that. If I want to indulge in serial killing, I watch Criminal Minds. Outside of that, I don't watch documentaries on that.
Criminal Minds will have you thinking the craziest.
Y'all be profiling the shit out of people. Everywhere I go, I be profiling motherfuckers. Like I know, like Hotch taught me, you know what I'm saying, how to profile these motherfuckers. I be profiling people.
Criminal Minds will have you thinking crazy stuff. So listen, we got to dive into some of this crazy stuff that I kind of gave a preview on my IG as to what we was going to be talking about. So kids, get out the room. This is not for your ears. This is a rated R conversation, adult conversation, and very explicit things might be said after this point. I apologize in advance for anybody who may be offended, but we stand on what we say. Yes?
Hey, I'm with it.
Bam.
Stand
that part.
10 toes. Even if you got 9, stay 10.
What do we even do? Not even if you got 9.
Put your pinky down. Put your pinky down. Put your missing. Put your fingers for your missing toes and stay 10. Stay 10. Stay 10.
What? What did I say?
Look at the 25. No, don't even. Oh, I thought this was a spam. It's not. Shout out Jose Febre. Look at the 25-mile city ruins in Peru and the Amazon rainforest has pyramids. Yo, I was just watching the Amazon rainforest drone. So sidebar before we get into the raunchy shit, right?
Yeah.
It was this in the Amazon, right? They just uncovered like civilization that were in the Amazon. Thousands and thousands of years ago, right? And they were so advanced and they had like pyramids and fucking gold. It was fucking like I gotta send you the link.
Is it on? What is it on?
It's you can check it on YouTube. I'll go to YouTube. I watch all my shit off YouTube.
And it's called the Amazon rainforest has.
But just type in Amazon rainforest pyramids.
Pyramids, okay.
And it's so crazy because the Amazon rainforest is not natural. It's man-made.
Enlighten me.
The Amazon rainforest was not always rainforests. There were civilizations that that had that land that, you know what I'm saying? So after those civilizations died down and the water, you know what I'm saying, the water elevation rose and stuff like that, it wiped those civilizations down. Now that the elevation has gone down, they're looking at literally whole layouts of cities in the Amazon. Like
Wow.
from bird's eye view, they're looking at whole layouts of cities and old cities and stuff like that. Yup, man made, correct. It's not natural rainforest.
Wow.
It's a man-made rainforest because of the vegetation and stuff like that over the years and stuff like that. So it's like when you really tap into like you say my people are Amazonian. That's where the original Puerto Ricans come from, with indigenous blood. That is true. So it's like when you really
Thank you,
tap in,
Jose.
when you
Dropping
really tap
gems.
into like that's like I'm really all right. Let's see. So with documentaries, I'm really focused on people.
Mm. What kind of people? Just people.
People in general, where we come from, the origin of people.
Okay, the
That's what I
origin.
want to know. Where do we all come from?
Okay.
That's like my research, and that's my journey right now. Like, where do we all come from?
What
What made
what is the
us?
purpose of
What makes us different? Is what I want to see.
does
Like,
this give you a better understanding of
it
people
does.
and
It
cultures?
does. It does.
Has it changed your perspective on some of the things or changed your way of thinking in any areas?
Yes. I look at power structure. So now I'm looking at power structure. I look at what people have done in each region, right? For their region. What positive contributions have the people that live in these regions done to have the power that they have in these regions, right? So if you look at here in America, right? You look at our totem pole, right? Of power structure. The whites have the most power structure. They have the power structure. They're at like the top of the totem pole. But why? They've done nothing positively progressive for the land that they quote unquote have the most power in. If you look at the land if you look at America, what it was built on, if you look at who built it, if you look at who made these structures, if you look at the inventions, if you look at all the positive contributions to America itself, whites are not a part of that. They're a part of everything that is destructive to the land of America. They got here, they killed thousands of they were sicknesses. They the ones that brought those diseases and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a
Inventions, they stole the
documentary in
inventions. Their
India.
music is our music. It's a stolen. It's, you know what I'm saying. Everything is not. They didn't like. They took. You know what I mean. They're great at manipulation. They're great at division. They're great at um uh 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 all those things kind of like that. You know, we weren't able to dive into because we were so busy building.
Mm. Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So like you have more time to think about how you can control the people that are building more than the people that are building can have time to think about how they can control you.
And I really don't think much about that has changed. Like how you get on in here, my guy, my guy. Come
That's
on up
like,
in
but yeah, that's
here.
like that's like where I'm looking at a documentary where I was like, I'm looking at
And
what makes like, you know what I'm saying?
see, this is why I love this freaking show.
What's good, my guy?
Listen, grab the stool.
see you.
You slide on in here. Listen, it is about to get real, real. Now it just took a turn. We can't even go where we were going down that road. We're coming back down another road. Listen, because y'all walked in right on time.
What's good, my guy?
Right on time. Listen, let these fellas introduce themselves. I got a podcast, Glockaware family in the building. I met this gentleman right next to him the other night, and this is how real my village is. I said, hey, I want y'all on my show. This was just the night of his show. Okay. And he was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Like that is such it is an honor and a privilege to have you on my show. Thank you for showing me love and blessing my show. I can't wait to dive into this conversation with you guys. Please introduce yourselves to my village. Let them know who you are and where to find you.
So I'm the assist, Philly service announcement. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Love, support, grace, social activism, resources, and art. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing out here. It's my brother, and you can.
Zoo Barker. Zuberry, uh, community specialist down at Cornerstone. You know, we out here trying to save some lives. So,
So let me just give you a little short backstory on why I even my heart is racing a little bit because I listened to your story the other night, and it's so powerful. Your testimony, and I think that if you would be so kind to just to share a little bit of that with my village, because I feel like there's some young ears and some people who need to hear your story, your journey, and what you're doing now as a result of your past.
So I did 20 years, for shooting another black man, putting him in a wheelchair. You feel what I'm saying? And it was at a time where I knew who I was, but I didn't know who I was in the context of everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So, I got told on, what I'm saying, the whole situation. I moved for a brother, what I'm saying, Kevin Grayson. I always like to let people know his name. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out what it was to be a man, and a part of that was me. I ride for my man. If I say you my man, whatever you get into, I get into. You feel what I'm saying? But because I was trying to figure out what it was to be a man, like I had women in my life. I was raised by women. They gave me a lot of amazing qualities. They showed me how to love. More importantly, they showed me what it felt like to be loved. So I never tell anybody that my story was one of abandonment or lack of love. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't get the direct love that I was supposed to get from my father. And that was a misdirect for me because I had to figure out what that was. And then I just so happened to be a teenager coming off the porch in a crack era. You feel what I'm saying? And that was a culture shift. Some people say that was the second worst thing that happened to black people other than slavery.
Talk about
So, so I had to navigate that without a father. So I could tell you a whole bunch of other things about being dark skinned, about being bigger than everybody, all that. But I wound up doing 20 years of jail. You know what I'm saying? I met this brother.
It's real talk. Take your time. Wow.
You know you don't supposed to have no dead air on radio. Y'all know that, right?
Listen,
No,
you
you
take
good,
your
Brody.
time. You take your time. You take your time with this. This is a real moment, and I respect it. That's real. That's real. That's love. Love right in your face.
Everybody needs somebody like that. For real.
You take your time.
You spend so much time moving. Like, you talk about having intimate relationships with books. And I figured out why we dove into them books like that, because that was the only way we had motion.
Man.
mental motion.
Because we was doing the same shit every day. And somehow the ancestors allowed us to understand that these people trying to make you lose your mind.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Just talking about that.
But it ain't happened though. It ain't happened though. It ain't happened though. They tried it. Listen. Let me say this. You know, when I did 21 years in prison. You know, before that, we both. This is a little bit of his backstory too. He did juvenile time before that too. Like that path, that school to prison pipeline, and I'm quite sure he probably got suspended from school before, like me, and had a school background jacket, and you know had a juvenile jacket like me, and everything was just preparing us to go to county jail and then go to state prison. at the time that we met, it was a critical stage in our lives, in the fact that
How old were y'all when y'all met? Do you know? Remember?
I was 18. I think he was 21.
Damn.
I was 18. He was 21, and he was fighting his case. And what stood out about him is that he walked by himself. And I had admired that. That was the thing that kind of made me like say, you know what, I got fuck with him, because he by himself. You know what I mean? Right. And I always believed in being a man. Like, we could be a group, but you gotta be an individual.
Yeah.
And it's like in prison, one of the things that people gravitate towards too is like gangs or religion, because is not just for safety, but is a coping mechanism. You got a bunch of people to talk to, a bunch of people to get on their nerves and tell your stories to, your lies to, and all that. So it's like you got a family once you get baptized, take your shahada, or get brought home. But he wasn't Muslim, he wasn't Christian, he wasn't Blood, he wasn't Crip, And there's another thing too, geographical, because where you from, your city or your section of your city, you hang with them in prison too.
Right.
Like, if you're from North Philly, you hang with all North Philly. You from Pittsburgh, you with Pittsburgh. But Philly is so big, you could be with your section. You don't just have to be with Philadelphia.
Right.
You could be with Southwest, West, North, Uptown, right. South Philly. And but he wasn't geographical. He was being by himself. He was working out. He was quiet. He didn't talk. I don't know how he do a podcast because he ain't talking in jail. I couldn't get him to talk to nobody. Like, he didn't want to talk to nobody. I'm like, bro, listen, this is brother such and such. He's like, all right. Right then, he's like, who is that? I was like, that was Masa Makai. He be back around. He gonna come back around the track, boom. Then he come back around, he jogging now. That's like, nah, maybe tomorrow you get an interview. Or you get talked to. But, it wasn't antisocial. He was what people say protecting your energy. He was real protective of his energy because we're in a cesspool. You know what I mean? And again, like he said, that betrayal of the friend, you know what I mean, that got you here, like, I don't need no more friends. So you can imagine trying to befriend somebody who been betrayed by their best friends. In hell. I'm trying to be your friend. First of all, I'm trying to be your brother. Like, fuck friends. I don't have no friends. I'm trying to be your brother in hell, and you've been betrayed by your brothers already. And that's why you in hell, for betrayal of your brothers. And I'm trying to find out, do you want another brother? And you looking at me like, you think I want another brother? After what these brothers did to me? So that process of building trust.
Yeah, that's big.
We was, like, he did 20, I did 21. And for like 17 years or 18, because he was released before me, we was together at two different prisons. One prison was more so like, Ku Klux Klan controlled, tobacco chewing. We was in Smithfield, SEI Smithfield, Huntington, in Pennsylvania. And it was racism and all that kind of stuff like that. So we had to deal with the Ku Klux Klan that's in charge of people that they don't understand, because why we not going to Jumar on Friday? When they make their rounds, why are you still in your cell? Smitty, they called Jumar already. Why you ain't went yet? You see my locks. I had locks, and I grew them intentionally, so they would know that I'm not nothing that you know. You don't know how to address me. Right. You feel me? But that's what it was. And the importance of books, just to speak on books. My elder, Seekumbuza, shout out to Seekumbuza. He also, between me, him, and Seekumbuza, it was like 80 years of fatherhood, brotherhood, husbandhood, community activism, just taken out of the community. Right? He did about 35 to 40 years. All right, shout out to our elder Seekumbuza. And Seekumbuza was like the bridge between us. Seekumbuza was like how me and him kind of, because it's two lions. I ain't going up on him and he ain't coming up on me. He see me, I see him. He got his books, I got mine. He working out, I'm working out. He from Southwest, you know what I'm saying? They was like the home of the JBM. I was from South Philly. We was the home of the Black Mafia. So he's like, all right, well, all right. You know what I mean? And then eventually, the elder, us walking, our ability to humble ourselves to learn from him, we would walk, all three of us together. You know what I mean? And then sometimes the elder wouldn't come out. And it might have been intentionally, now that I think about that. And so me and him would just be walking alone.
Wow.
You know what I mean? and then it was just from there it was nothing. Then
No,
it was
there's
just,
some funny shit I gotta tell you. I'm covered. You know, you don't never know. Like, and I'm cool
Man,
with my
you good.
emotions.
Good.
I just respect that. I
But
really appreciate.
He used to be
that.
like, damn, man, we walk around the track all these times, man. You speak to like 2 people. You make me feel like I'm being Joe, man. I'm looking like, damn, well, I'm not supposed to be speaking to these people. And yo, it was never that. It was never that. I'm comfortable with you, my brother. I'm comfortable with how you move.
Right.
I don't speak. You know what I mean? And it was really the one thing I do want to say is what he said about it was an interview. It really turned into that. It really turned into that. Like if we was gonna be in each other's space, and I was going, cause once I fuck with you, I fuck with you. So I don't want to be in here playing having these cautionary tales in my head while I'm trying to talk to you. Right. So every conversation is a psychological thriller. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to see where you at. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have mental gymnastics with somebody I love, man.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about my people. So I'm like, damn, it gotta be an interview. I gotta allow you to know what I don't fuck with from the door. That's the first. It really became that. Dudes come, they want to be around. All right, I'm with all that. But we don't do this. We don't do the snitching shit, yo. We don't do the playing with the police all day. We don't do all that. We don't do the faggot shit. And I know that's not, but this is how it was when I was in it. This is how we talk.
Right.
So I ain't gonna fix it for y'all. This is how we talk. I'm telling you how this was.
It's cold.
Because that shit create bullshit. I don't gamble. I ain't with all that. We don't do that.
Right.
So if you doing that shit, you do drugs and all that, dog, don't be around me. Cause that shit come with shit. And when I fuck with you, I'm bringing your life into my life.
That's real shit.
And I think that's one
real
of the
shit.
things that kept us our numbers small. Like I remember I sat in my cell in Smithfield and I could see where they go to Jumar at, right? And I think the number in the jail at the time was like 1,700 people. And I remember counting. I couldn't count no more. It was like
money.
I think it was like I seen like 800 brothers go to Jumar, right? And I was just thinking like, imagine if we had 800 brothers like us.
Right.
If we had 800 brothers that were serious, right? And we talked about this, like 50 could just be typing people briefs. You know what I mean? We could take care of them, the dudes that don't want to go to yard to love the law. You know, 10 could be running workouts in the yard for brothers that's trying to get their health in order and stay off this medication. You know, others could be teaching classes at anything, language, tutors.
Make sure that the brothers can read. Cats that one thing I know, people, therapy is something that we all need. Black folk, we all need to do it.
Yeah.
But you can do it with this right here. You can. I'm telling you. Talking to each other. We social by nature.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do you think you I feel like everybody should have somebody to talk to. I don't feel like everybody. I'm not a big fan of like therapy, like therapists. Like I'm not paying you to do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the only time you need to pay somebody to do that if you don't have somebody close to you that you could do that with for free. Like I can't I don't feel like I can just pay you.
And
to
listen,
to me.
and you know what's crazy? I agree with that. But I still want to tell people to get somebody to talk to.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like
if you don't have nobody close to you, like I got a Chef Rick 8, right?
Because
I got Nelly. I got a few people that I can talk to. Everybody's not. That's a privilege, though.
I'm gonna say this right here.
Everybody's not blessed to have that.
Right. Music. I'm gonna
so
say
if you're
this
not blessed to have that, I would say, all right, go pay a couple dollars.
Listen.
Right.
But if you have somebody for that, you know what I mean,
but this
talk
is
to
what I'm
that
saying.
person.
Just therapy in that you could go get free therapy.
Right.
It ain't necessarily somebody to pay for it. And then a lot of times you do need that neutral opinion. But what I will say, in more agreement with what you're saying, is just because they went to Penn don't make them qualified.
Facts.
Yeah, we talk.
Facts.
You understand what I'm
Facts.
saying? Just because
Facts.
they got the paperwork and all
Facts.
that,
Hell
so
yeah.
even that becomes a search for like-minded, look like you, because you
Yep.
need that.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I'm in 100% agree. I'm just saying,
No,
don't shy away from
don't shy away.
talking.
No, facts.
You know
Don't
what
shy
I'm
away
saying?
from talking.
Yeah,
Communicate.
I'm gonna
Talk
change
to somebody. Hell yeah.
because I agree with
Hell
you. I'm gonna
yeah.
change my language because I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, we think in hip hop, right? And just in that volley right there in that conversation, the words come to me from Styles P. He had one bar that said, "If you didn't live the life, you probably couldn't relate." So if you didn't go through my experience, you can't relate. And so the conversation with somebody that went through the same experience is relatable. And he said, this was a verse. He said, You wouldn't bust your gat with me if you never sat with me, lit up a sack with me, or hustled some crack with me. Came through the cypher, bowed down and spat with me. Hopped out the truck and gave niggas dat with me. You never laughed with me, never went half with me. Never been through the struggle, never felt the wrath with me. Never slept on the same floor, all hit the same whore. Ran up in the same store, all with the same four. See, blood is thicker than water, only in certain cases. You need water to live. You learn that in the basics. Better cherish your aces. Put bullets in the face. But he go on, but what he was saying is like, if you didn't go through these common experiences, then we can't have this therapeutic conversation that we call building when we spinning the track. But because, you know, he been through that life, we could relate. And then we started even though we didn't go through our street experiences, you know, our busting the gat or going half was we had communal pots where we all put in $3 to make sure everybody that walked the track with us eat or got cosmetics, even if you don't have no family. You know that assurance that when you with us, ain't nobody never gonna bother you in the presence of Masa Makali or Zuberi. There's never been a time that I can recall, and this is not bragging, I'm just being honest, in 21 years of walking the track that I was with somebody and somebody came and approached them and did something to them while they was with me. Not even a hostile conversation. If they did want to do something to him, they were like, yo, once you finish with Zoo, I need to holler at you. But like, yeah, you good right now. But once you done with Zoo, listen, come over here. Like I ain't gonna do that because he might protect you. And I know you trying to walk with him to the yard over for that protection, but when you done, come right here. I'm gonna wait right here. But that was for both of us.
Too. That's another reason why it was an interview. Cause you ain't with, like, again, when you deal with people, man, you bring their life into your life. You know, if it ain't no way to deny it. It's no way you not gonna have their issues.
Facts.
When they're with you, they're gonna say something about it. It's gonna affect them a certain way. They're gonna have you there with them. It's no way. It's no way. So if I'm gonna deal with you, and I can't have you fuck my name up, because my word and my name. And this, this will explain it even better. We doing a Credible Messenger joint with Eddie's House, Cornerstone, and they want us to come down there. I'm the supervisor, it's the program director. So they want us to come down there to explain to them, to allow them to know that we understand what the mission is, right? So they asked me all these different questions, you know, and I can explain to y'all what the Credible Messenger joint is.
I'm very familiar with it.
So, all right, so if you're familiar with it, I don't have to go all the way. But it started with the Interrupters in Chicago. It's a sister. I never remember her name, but she's a Muslim sister. She's the one that started it. So, and that's always important for us to know who started things, the beginnings. So, I go down there.
Jeff Fort daughter, Amina.
And I never thought, but I created this myself in my head, making that motion. I never thought I would go to an interview, because it's not really an interview to me. It's nowhere where I'm going to go and I'm not going to get what I want. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm going down here to talk to y'all. So we talk, and at the end of it, the brother say, in full disclosure, his colleagues all around, everybody got suits and all that on. And he like, I called to the prison. No smut on your name. Your reputation precedes you.
That's an audit. That's an audit. You beat the feds.
Now, I'm not saying that
clean record.
I'm not saying that jail time is something to hang your hat on. But what he acknowledged to me,
how you did it.
Because I had feral motherfuckers that fuck with me, heavy, real Africans that was COs and incarcerated with me. And they all say the same thing, even the ones that hated me. Because I only can become an asshole to you if what I say matters. And that's what me and my brother was. The CEOs like, I hate Smith. I hate Lawson.
I like that.
They assholes. Why? Because we tutors. And now when you close all the fucking doors, we come behind you. Yo, open that door, let him out. And you know what you letting him out for? So I could teach him how to read, bitch. Wow. That's why you want to get me fired. That's why you want to write me up. Because I done made it so that I can tell you to open the door for my brother so I can teach you.
And they know that prevents recidivism.
And
recidivism is job security. So if it was a point in time, it got so crazy while we was in prison. This is why we became tutors, right? And, you know, tutoring was like a job that they were only like they made sure you had to have like all these clearances. Like you had to have your GED, you had to take a tutoring class, you had to come over there and take refresher courses. Like they tried to drive you crazy by missing yard and coming over here for meetings and do all this stuff. You can't go to yard. We got a meeting today. It was one of the things they tried to drive you crazy on because they didn't really want people to do it, especially not people that was attractive to the men. When I mean attractive, like they would put, older white men in those positions. They know the young boys ain't trying to go over there with him. He like a pedophile, rapist or something. Yeah, I'm out here to teach you. No, you're not, man. But if I say, yo at the yard, like, listen, we going to go get our rec. I'm telling you the plan. Listen, we going to go get our rec. You ain't got to miss yard. we going to go get our rec. I'm going to put you on the joint for 3:30. Sign up for the 3:45 shower. We just going to do 15 minutes of math real quick, knock it out, boom. We both going to be in the shower before lock-in time, 4 o'clock. We be done. We might get 5 extra minutes, whatever, however it go. All right, but now I make it make sense to you.
On the
Yep.
Yeah, it's on.
Can I touch back on the therapist and like having someone to talk to? Like y'all can have someone to talk to, but a therapist, how do that make you feel? And then after you say that, they was like, how do that make you feel? You looking at them like, I'm telling you how that make you feel. Why you keep asking me the same question? Give me some feedback that I'm looking for. I'm paying you to keep asking the same question over and over again. You make me lose my mind. I'm telling you how I feel, but yet you asking me.
Because they can't relate. They can't relate.
Facts.
They can't relate. The therapist try to throw it back on you to make you explain to yourself what's going on.
Yeah.
That's why they keep saying how I make you feel. They whole joint is just to put it back on you to make you come up with your own.
Like, well, you should do this, that, and the thing.
Right.
Like, well, this and the thing, like, damn, how do that make you feel? You jotting down. Big dog.
But if you can't relate, you can't relate.
And it's like, why you keep asking the same question? I just want you to give me a real feedback. But if I ask you a question like, sister, what should I do about relationship?
Mic up.
What should I do about relationship? You'll give me some advice, and they try to make it seem like, what should you do?
Right.
I'm asking you, what should I do? Because right now I'm losing my mind, but you're not giving me any information. You get in your car like, damn, what the fuck did I learn? Did I learn anything? Did I clear my thoughts?
That's why I'm big on my village. My village matters. And my village, I only need people around me that are going to pour into me and also pour into themselves. Those are the people that I want around me. Right. That is one of the things that I love about Glockaware, because this place is therapeutic to a lot of us. Just to even be able to have the platform that we have in the podcast and to use it for what we're using it for. This podcast here is centered in mindfulness. I'm a yoga instructor. So I'm honored that you had that moment, because how often do we put on that mask and try to suppress all these emotions and act like we're fine? As Black people, we're taught to do that. To just put those emotions in, and just keep putting on a good face. A lot of us come from homes where we don't communicate well. We're taught not to talk. Right. Just do as you're told as a child. And a lot of those things carry into, us as adults. And I believe in mental health. People think just getting up and going to the gym,
having boundaries.
That's a part of mindfulness.
I'm big on boundaries.
Setting boundaries is a part of you building your force field and creating that peace and not letting anybody penetrate it by no means necessary. Under any circumstance.
When we remember the podcast with Rue, and Zoo asked me what did I learn from his podcast, and I was like, well, I fast all the time, but what I never felt was going to a different place when I fast. Like, I never had that experience. Like, I never said, damn, I've been somewhere and I was still in Philadelphia. Like, fasting, reading, and all that. I never had an outer experience that he had while he was in jail. And I never been in jail. I never had an outer experience while I was in fasting.
Well, listen, I feel like everybody's experience is different when you're tuning into your mind. It's about, what are your expectations for yourself? What are you seeking? What are you trying to achieve? And taking that stigma away that you have to meditate or fast a certain way. Meditation isn't anything you do that brings you pleasure and helps you feel calm, relaxed, and at ease. That is meditative. So that's why I try to take the stigma away from meditation. It is not all about the om and chanting. That is a part of it if that's what you desire. Right. But if that part it intimidates you and is uncomfortable for you, then eliminate that from the process. That doesn't make you any less of a meditator.
Right.
I want
That doesn't make you any less mindful.
They had Rutgers University come when we was at Greatest Fair and do the mindfulness jump. What was her name? Something Wolf, right? I forget her name. I don't want to say Amy Wolf, and they had mindfulness
It's a dope name.
classes where we, meditated, did yoga and all that, and as a coping mechanism for what you're going through. But the crazy thing is, like, again, going back to Sikambuza, which was our elder, he told me something early on when we met. He said, he gave me a few books. He said, reading gonna keep you sane. Because he knew, because I went to prison for a homicide. So he knew I was gonna do a lengthy amount of time. So he like, listen, this was gonna keep you sane. Because he looking at this teenage young man, what he gonna give me? I can't get you nothing through this. You might get kicked out of this jail. Because prison is like slavery. Like the old slavery. Like if you get in trouble on one plantation, they'll send you to another. They had certain plantation that was to break you, certain plantation that was lenient. And if you get in trouble, like Greatest for, if you from Philly, was like, that's where you wanted to go because you was close to your family.
Yeah, you damn near home.
You know what I mean? And so they played on that. They played on you. They try to make it seem like, oh, you want to be a Greatest because it's fun. It wasn't what's fun. You know what I mean? It was that you see people's spirits are higher because you see your family more frequently. You talk to them more frequently. It wasn't that people as kids they just
news.
You could hear
like
Philadelphia.
What you familiar with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But one thing I do want to say is what you said about this being cathartic. Like, it's funny that he say that. Like, yo, I don't even know how he even doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I did spend a lot of time in my own head, painting a picture of what it was going to be, like how I was going to look. And when I come, it's never a time when I do the show and I feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing this shit.
No.
It's never a time. Like, I've been doing it for like a year and a half. It's never a time before or after the show where it's like, yo, I really didn't feel like doing this shit. This is some right, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of the few, many. I misspeak. It's one of the many because I have a lot of people that love me. You know what I'm saying? I have a large social circle. You feel what I'm saying? And that's cathartic. You feel me? So the emotional thing is that, like, I'm like, yo, I'm cool with it always. And I always tell people, like, yo, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing to let people know how you feel. Like, it's nothing to do that. Like, do
That's
that.
human.
That's human.
Right.
That'll get you away from feeling shame about things you shouldn't feel shame about.
Exactly.
That they can't play with you with imagery if you all right with your emotions. You feel what I'm saying? Imagery can't do nothing to you if you all right with your emotions. You know what I mean?
I have a quick question because you guys talk about reading, and it's funny that you talk about books because I bring this book with me everywhere I go. And we talked about it before you guys got here, and I definitely want your intake. Have you had the opportunity to read the 4 Agreements yet? Which agreement can you elaborate on, and how does it apply to you? And how have you, in your own way, somehow tried to master that agreement?
I just want to speak on this book while he does Grace do it real quick. This is one of the books, like, I think, was it Villanova? Villanova used to bring this book in, like, when they do their semesters or they had their courses. This is one of the big books they would harp on, right? The 4 Agreements.
I love this book.
So, when I first looked at the book, right, when I first looked through the book, I always go straight to the bibliography, right? So I was like, damn, what is? Oh, my fault. What is polarity? What is the law of attraction? What is dimensions? So the main thing that the book talk about, because I be like, yo, I don't want to read this. I look at him, I be like, I don't want to read this on some real shit. I don't want to read it. So I say, what is the concepts that he talking about? What is the concepts that he talking about? So then you go to the Kabbalion and you find out that nothing is still. Everything is in motion. So what do that make you? Everything got atoms. Everything is shapeshifting. The shit they play with our attention with on the Matrix. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. On some real shit. I ain't trying to blast the book. The book is a dope book.
Keep talking, bro.
But when you talk about manifestation and all of that, that's the law of attraction. The Secret play games with it too.
Yeah.
And they turn it into some capitalism shit too. Not saying that that's what's going on, but I'm saying if we really want to get down to what the book really is, read the Kabbalion.
Ancient Hermetic teachings.
You feel what I'm saying? Read Maya, read Ankh theology.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? If you really want to get
Ancient
into
Egyptian goddess
what
Maya.
What it is,
Goddess of balance
that's
and
what you
harmony.
read on some real. If you really want to understand how you manifest, how you become God-like, you feel what my elders say something all the time, like we rumbling over branches of a tree. You feel what I'm saying? 5%, that's one branch. Hebrew Israelite, that's another branch. Moorish Science Temple, that's another branch. You feel what I'm saying? Black liberation theologists, that's another branch. And y'all all acting like it's the tree though. And when the brother said earlier, where we come from the base of the Nile. That's where we come from. We come from the base of the Nile. The oldest person is a woman with melanin, a melaninated woman. And you know how we know that? Because Diop, Jop, he figured out how, because I don't want to get a wrong scholar the wrong credit, but he figured out how you could find melanin through your bone. So we could test the bone to know if the person was melanated or not. It was Jop. Shank Auntie Jop.
Wow.
Because it's not D-I, it's pronounced Jop. You feel what I'm saying? I learned that from basketball, watching basketball. That's how I knew I was pronouncing the elder's name wrong. But we come from the base of the Nile. When we talk about astrology, the way that we mapped out these stars was on Mount Kilimanjaro with the naked eye. We did it with the naked eye, no telescope. So if you want to know, that's where we come from. That's where we come from. And when you ask that question, read Ivan Van Sertima. When you ask that question about how do we get to all of these different places, why do we act different? Environmental and climatic changes. White folk act how they act.
They came before Columbus. Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus.
They act why they act because they don't produce melanin. That's not black supremacy or none of that. It's science. It is what it is. They love science. So if we talking about this book,
they don't like that part of science.
And we talking about this book, and you want to understand how should you, just like you saying, like everybody got their own personal relationship with what it is. Because it's everything and nothing at all. It's the all in all.
That's why they
again shout out to the Sikambuzo, because he the one took me into these realms, and I thought I knew
babies and shit like that.
This I just want to
melanin.
When Sikambuzo said
to survive,
reading gonna keep you sane.
I'm just an out of pocket person. I'll be talking some bullshit.
He's crazy.
When the elder said reading gonna keep you sane, it took me to get out to understand what he was talking about. When I look back on it, because when you doing it, you don't understand what you're doing. We just reading, we just wrecking.
Right.
You know, and every August we participated in Black August too. Like every August, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to point that out. Like every August while incarcerated, we would, fast. We would fast regularly anyway. The first week of every month, we had a routine with that. But in August, we would fast, cut the TVs off, and just accelerate our studying and our reading. You know what I mean? We was already doing language. We was doing international journalism, reading journalists from different cities and everything. But
and y'all still do this?
Absolutely.
From what? Wait.
From different cities, Harlem, Baltimore, Oakland, all around, right? But the thing that
y'all don't eat?
No, we were fat. You might have water throughout the day and then eat one meal. It might be a day where we just do all fruits and vegetables. You can eat all through the course of the day.
I've never fasted.
And what happened is the brother was talking about him going to a place spiritually or mentally. The thing that I would notice is because a lot of brothers had colon cancer when we was locked up. So one of the reasons why we started tailoring our diet really was we wasn't trying to die in there. Wow. You know what I mean? Our shit came out of necessity for survival. So we was like, yo, we stopped eating the red meat. You know what I'm saying? Once we start working in the kitchen, seeing how that shit was prepared, we're like, yo, don't eat the red meat. We would send word to the judge, don't eat the food today. Like, this don't eat that shit.
Don't eat this. Some of this shit never eat it. Everything was a patty. They literally, this how crazy, this how much they be fucking with us, yo. They be playing in our face. And right now, our people are being outsmarted. Because I said this on my show the other day for real. On some serious shit. Listen.
He said
no. On some serious shit. It's nothing that black people are not doing.
Right.
It's nothing that black people are not doing. It's nothing that we're not doing. We're mercenaries. It's African mercenaries running around warring on shit all day. They running around in our neighborhoods. The young boys they done weaponized. They got weaponized. They not just weaponized little motherfucker. I can't stand when people be talking about young boys and be on some time like, look at these little motherfuckers. and you my age, dog. It fucks with me. That's why I keep talking about it. Because everybody keep pointing the finger at them. You've been on the planet 14 years. How the fuck that's his fault?
But I want to say this.
Wow.
The things we had to understand
Right.
transformation.
How?
Transformation, right? Transformative. I just want to say this because I don't know what time we gotta stop, right?
Yeah, we got to get out of here in a couple minutes. So you guys got about
Trans-
2 minutes to finish this up,
transformation.
and then I want to
Transformation
make
real
sure y'all
fast.
close it out.
You have to have
My
transformation of information. The thing that transform him from just Big Roo from Southwest and me being Leak Raw from South Philly was books, was information, was mind expansion. So you have like the thing that changed that from Detroit Red to Malcolm X. He gave you the process in the book. You know, when he was Detroit Red, he was hustling, he was dealing with white women, robbing people, houses, doing it, whatever. And then, you know, through through incarceration, which was a thing that they did, was at that time was taboo because you knew that got you extra time and got you hurt. It wasn't like now. Right. You know what I'm saying? You could get killed for that then, Emmett Till style. So that's why I put that in there. It wasn't like, you know, no disrespect to any interracial relationships now, but at that time it was a great taboo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was playing that line. He ain't care. So after his transformation through books, reading the dictionary and other books, you know what I'm saying, mind expansion, he changed. We changed. We still raw. We still lions. We still, you know, men. When we deal with men, we still deal with men like men. Right. But now we deal with the women, the children, and the elderly, you know, with delicate hands. But you need those books. You need those books. You need to read African-American authors. You need to Pan-African authors around the world that are African to expand your child's mind.
There's some really dope black bookstores here in the city. Shout out to those black bookstore owners. What's the
Black and Noble?
Black and Noble. What's the one up on Germantown Avenue? Uncle something. Uncle Bobby's.
Is Harriet's black? Is Harriet bookstore
That's
black?
a bookstore.
I'm not sure.
There's also a black bookstore right on 52nd Street. Check these places out, people. Black people.
I gotta
do
have that
read.
list when I come on.
Black
when
people
I do
do
my
read.
show. I gotta have that list. I feel embarrassed.
Listen, but that's okay. But listen, we put it out there. Google it.
For Kwanzaa,
will tell you everything
don't be
you
having
need to know.
cheap prices.
real quick, right? Real quick, I want to say this. For Kwanzaa, I think everybody that's listening should go get, you know, some young men in their family a copy of the autobiography of Malcolm X is told to Alex Haley. It's like $7.99.
Okay.
For Kwanzaa.
Homework.
You know, let that be a gift. Don't worry about no PS5. That's like $500. $8, you can take care of your gift.
Hakeem's
$8, you can take care of your gift.
That could be an
And guess
add-on
what?
to the PS5.
That $8 gift. But listen, it could be. But that $80 gift, and the reason I say that because
Cody
it's as
be
told
mad
to
as
Alex Haley. He knew his life was on the line when he told it. He was telling it under duress.
Cody ain't gonna get that. He
Listen,
gonna be mad as shit.
y'all-
Daddy, what the fuck about PS5?
Well, he might not be ready for it yet, but listen, let's talk about like it may be the age of 13 and up. That
13 and up, there we go.
transformative
That
age,
ain't
that
PS5,
very
go get a job.
influential
Right to
age.
pass his time.
They need to get that book. But listen,
Yeah.
we got to get ready for my big sis. It's her 100th episode coming up next from 4 to 6. We celebrating Chick with the Juice on the
Yeah,
Loudmouth podcast. But I want all my guys to sign out. Let them know who you are, where they can find you. How can people keep in touch with you?
Like I always do, and Chick, you saying Chick with the Juice made me think about this. I don't do this no more, but it's 267-622-1861. Get with me.
Who? Who? Yeah.
Okay.
Zoo Barker at Instagram. Zoo Barker. ZUBARCA. Zoo Barker.
Oh yeah. I'm County Kravitz, man. You already know you can follow me, man. See me on the show. Who's Kravitz, man? We here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Glockaware Radio. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? 100 episode shit coming up. Oh my God.
Congratulations. That's
It's the
milestone.
CNE episode of Loudmouth Podcast.
Listen, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. Stay tuned in. Don't go nowhere. Go get you some snacks and stay tuned in for 2 hours. It's your girl Nelly coming to you
Books
straight
for
from the
Kwanzaa
Thinking
gifts.
Outside the
I
Box
need snacks.
podcast. Thank you, my brothers, for showing up for me and blessing me with all that knowledge. Stay
you're welcome.
tuned.
Books for
Peace. The
Kwanzaa.
light in me honors and respects the light in each of you.
Hakeem
Namaste.
Bookstore 52. Go
Black
get you
books
some
for Kwanzaa.
bookstores.
Black
Hakeem
books for Kwanzaa. Make that the gift.